in general. Yes, if you raise your hand, it's a good choice. If you didn't raise your hand, it's still a good choice. My fellow Toastmasters, I did a research before I did any change from my beer drinking habit to the red wines to see if it's really good for me or it is going to mess with my system. I have both the bad news and the good news for all of you. The good news is it is good for your health, and the bad news is it is bad for you. And let me explain what do I mean by that. So what I did some research. Just like any sensible and logical person, I used internet to do the research on this topic. What I wanted to focus on, what is called the wine studies and wine research that's been done all over the world to determine whether the wine is good or is healthy or wine is bad. My first attempt at looking at this particular research led me to this particular study that says a glass of red wine is equivalent to an hour at the gym. This is an exciting study for me because I do spend an hour at the gym every day. So if I can get away from going to the gym by having just a glass of wine, I am willing to open the bottle at 5 a.m. in the morning so I can skip the gym. I was very excited. And I read this report, I went to the next study, and I started rethinking. And this study came back to me and said, hey, rethink red wine. Study links even a moderate red wine to cancer risk. There goes my idea of having a wine at 5 a.m. in the morning. I had to scratch all that my plans of not going to the gym. Now I'm back into the gym. I continued my research. I continued my understanding of what's going on with the red wine. Now this is another interesting article from Rochester University. The study says there's a mounting evidence that shows a red wine antioxidant kills cancer. Oh, this is interesting. The previous research said even a moderate amount of wine could lead to a cancer risk. Now this is saying that the pinpointed research that induces pancreatic cancer cell death. My hopes went up, so I can make the change from a beer drinker to a wine drinker. I was already imagining having another glass of wine, not just one, maybe two. Then something tells me that not so fast. But this is what another study says: an extra glass of wine a day will shorten your life by 30 minutes. This is the Guardian study done in the United Kingdom. Drinking is as harmful as smoking, and more than 5 drinks a week lowers life expectancy. This is not a good thing. I still wanted to change. I still wanted to test the red wine. I continued to see more and more studies. At this point, reading all the bad things about the wines, I was very depressed and anxious. Now this study says the red wine contains an ingredient that really does relieve stress and anxiety, the study says. There's another study that is linking to that says red wine is good for you. We are all stressed at work, at our family, at the social, and we all know that the stress can lead to bad choices and also lead to only death or having some issues with your life. So this is a good thing. So I can drink wine and get the stress away and live longer. I thought, oh, that's a good idea. So there isn't that justification for me to switch from beer to wine. Then I found this study that says daily glass of wine increases risk of early death by 20%, the study shows. Now at this point I'm just wondering, I don't know, is it a good thing? Is it always a good thing, a change? I'm not really sure. While looking at these research, I started eating a lot of food because of the anxiety that I got. And I was very, very irritated. And you all know what happens when we eat a lot of food. Then the next study that found, very, very interesting, it said 2 glasses of red wine before a bed could help you lose weight. So I'm looking at it and, oh, there is cannot be anything that I'm going to lose. I can eat and I can still lose weight. After a few days of absorbing all these studies, all these ideas that the people are presenting to the world on red wine, I wasn't really sure whether I could trust any of these studies or not. While I was thinking, it's like the confirmation bias. While I was thinking whether I can trust these studies or not, I found this article that says a huge clinical trial collapsed and research on alcohol remains infant. That just confirmed my own idea that I cannot no longer trust this. On top of this, I could give us a pass and look for more. Then I found this article that said red wine researcher implicated in data misconduct case. Now I'm back to square. I spent all this time researching whether it is good for me so I can make a change, but it turns out some of these data are all misconduct case. I know what you think. I know, Mary, you're as confused as I am. I have no idea what to do. Then I decided that I need to talk to an expert. Internet and the research that is done online is not really helping me. So I went to UC Davis. They have a wine place where I can go and talk to. One of my friends is a great, he's a PhD, he teaches classes. I talked to him and he gave me some ideas and said, Jag, red wine has an ingredient called polyphenol. So polyphenol is the ingredient which every scientist and every researcher is focusing on. And why everyone is focusing on is that it has some very proven benefits for health. And for example, it is anti-inflammatory, it's anti-diabetic, it's also useful for cardioprotectiveness, anti-asthmatic, anti-aging. So this is in red wine. That's what he told me, that's why more and more research is focused on this particular chemical which is present in the red wine. I was not really happy, and I wanted to do more research on polyphenol and find out more about this particular chemical. You know where my research led to? My research led to this. All these food that we eat has polyphenol in it. Whether it is a black elderberry, blackcurrant, coffee, sweet cherry, strawberry, blackberry, all of these food we normally eat on a daily basis has this polypropylene. Now, why do I want to change? Just because the polypropylene is in the red wine and that I can always get this here? I say more research and studies on the